The 9-dart finish is something that us mere mortals could only ever dream of hitting. We see them on TV fairly frequently and the crowd goes wild. Beers are thrown everywhere, the table next to yours just become your best friend, and everyone celebrates this amazing feat together. 8 trebles and 1 double hit in succession can cause even the most boring people to crack a smile. But what's it like to referee one of those 9 darts when the TV cameras aren't rolling? Well guys, that is exactly what today's video is going to be. I'm going to be answering the question, what is it like to mark a 9-darter on a PDC Pro Tour? So, for any of you guys who don't know who I am the darts referee. I was a PDC referee for nearly 6 years. I have marked quite a few 9-darters on the Pro Tour, and I'm going to be talking about them and going through basically my thoughts on 9-darters on the Pro Tour and giving you some insider information. Maybe you don't know what it's like, and I'm going to try and explain it as best I can. So anyway guys, if you are brand new to this channel, or if you just watch my stuff and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for all your support, and yeah, let's find out what it's like to mark a 9-dart finish for the professionals on the Pro Tour. So, let me give you some information about 9-darters. If you don't know what a 9-darter is, a 9-darter is when a player finishes 501 points on a double within 9 darts. It is the shortest amount of darts you can use to finish one leg of 501, and it is huge. It's massive. It gets shown everywhere. Everyone goes crazy. It's really fun. There are also 3,944 different combinations of 9-darters, but only a tiny amount of those have ever been used. And within the PDC, to this date, there have been 353 recorded 9-darters, of which I've marked 4. Not loads of them, but a few. So we're going to go through the 4 9-darters that I've marked. I'm going to tell you what it's like to mark a 9-darter as a PDC referee. So I started refereeing for the PDC in 2012. My first 9-darter come in 2014. This was by a guy called Johnny Haynes. He beat Yella Klassen and hit a 9-darter on the way. And this was obviously my first one. It was very special. I've been waiting for it for 2 years. And yeah, so Johnny Haynes was the first 9-darter that I ever marked. The second 9-darter I ever marked was for Michael Van Gerwen, and he beat Ian White in a really, really good game. He almost hit 2 9-darters in a row as well. He started the leg off, first leg 9-darter. Second leg he went 180, 180 and then missed the 7th dart. So he always hit 2 in a row. But yeah, so the second one was Michael Van Gerwen. The third one was Dave Chisnell. He actually lost this match. He lost to Jamie Caven 6-5, but he hit a 9-darter on the way. And the fourth 9-darter that I marked was for Michael Van Gerwen again, and he beat Joe Mernon. So those are the 4 9-darters that I have marked. There are also 2 9-darters that don't count as 9-darters, but they'll always be in my memory, and one of them was Adrian Lewis. So before the matches begin, the referee will say to the players, you've got so many darts left. It's normally 9. You normally say 9 darts from here, just to try and get the game going so they're not practicing for too long, just to stop the breaks and stuff and stop the delays so the games can go on. And I said to AD, 9 darts from here? He said, yeah, no problem. He then went 180, 180, treble 20, treble 19, double 12, and then, yeah, he looked at me, he smiled, I said, good darts. He said, cheers, mate. And then he went back to Keith Della and said, I just hit a 9-darter in the practice darts. Now, if you want to complain that isn't technically a 9-darter, then fine, go ahead, complain about it. That's fine. But it was pretty cool. And the other 9-darter that wasn't really a 9-darter, but kind of was a 9-darter, was from Kirk Shepherd. It was in a Euro qualifier. He was playing against Pete Hudson. He won the game, played really well. But in this match, he went 180, treble 20, treble 20. The next dart then bounced out of the treble 20. So he was on 201 at that point. He then hit a 177 to leave himself 24 and checked out double 12 in 1 dart. So he actually hit a 10-darter, but one of the darts fell on the floor. So it wasn't really a 9-darter, but it kind of almost was a 9-darter. So those are my experiences with 9-darters. I've also, on the Pro Tour, had Merv King, Ron Moulenkamp, Alex Roy, and also Kim Hyrex miss the double. So I've had 4 9-darters. I also had 4 9-darters miss on the double as well. Loads of times I've gone 7 in, and the 8th dart's been missed, but I can't remember those. So yeah, I've had 4 9-darters hit, 4 9-darters missed, and 2 weird little 9-darters that don't really count. So what is it like to write up 180, 180, 141 out? What is it like to do that? It's pretty cool actually. So the first 9-darter for me, I waited 2 years marking. I was marking week in, week out, and they're not that common, but they're kind of common. I'd been in the same room as lots and lots of 9-darters, but I'd never actually seen a 9-darter with my eyes. Like, I've never been at a live darts event and seen a 9-darter. I've never watched a person hit a 9-darter. I've heard 9-darters around the room because sometimes the fans or the people there will clap a little bit and you kind of know that there's a 9-darter going on a couple of boards down. But I'd never actually watched a 9-darter with my own eyes go into a dartboard until Johnny Haynes against Yellow Klassen. So that was the first time I actually got to see one, which was really, really cool. And I got to mark it. And often they do this thing with the markers where if you mark a 9 darter, you keep the board and the players will sign it. I only got one board out of it, out of the four that I did, but they sometimes do that, sometimes don't. So what was it like? Well, I've been waiting for such a long time, and it was just great. It was so cool to finally see one, to finally mark one, and to finally have one to my name. It's a little bit of an insider thing, is everyone tallies up how many 9 darters they've marked, and it was nice to have one. It was nice to have one next to my name. It's probably the best thing that can happen to you if you're a referee in the PDC on the Pro Tours. The 9 darter is probably the best thing that can happen, so it was nice to get my first one. After that, they started coming in quite quickly. Within the next year or so, I had another 3 9 darters, 2 from Van Gogh, 1 from Chizzy as well, and those are the 9 darters that I've marked. But what is it like when they hit them? So on TV, you'll see the crowds going mental, you'll see the players shouting and screaming, the referee is calling it even more than they normally would, and on the Pro Tour, it's nothing like that at all. Nothing like that, not even remotely close. When a player on the Pro Tour hits a 9 darter, it is just another leg to them. There's no crowd really. There's a few people who are watching, but they're normally friends and family of the dart players, so there's not really an actual crowd. So the players, when they hit them, they don't really celebrate. They don't cheer, they don't do any of this. It just kind of goes in, and you rub the board clean, and that's the 9 darter done and dusted. It's a little bit underwhelming, not gonna lie. So if you'll see any of the referees on TV, once they've marked a 9 darter, they will give the 1-4-1. They will give the game shots a little bit more oomph. So as a referee, if I've got to call the scores out, how do I call a 9 darter? Well, I'll tell you. The way that I call a 9 darter is like this. Ready? Game shot. That's it. That is it. It's not that exciting. If it's the last leg of the match as well, it would go like this. Go something like this. Okay, you ready? Game shot in the match. That is how a professional referee marks a 9 darter. It's not that exciting on the Pro Tour. Now, I would love to be involved in the stage crew when the 9 darter went in, but unfortunately I never got to that point in my career as a referee, so I'll never know what it's like. I might do in the future, who knows. But that is basically what it's like. So I had a few questions on Twitter as well about 9 darters, and a few questions, and some of them were quite good. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer them and let you know what the answers are. So Matty has asked, has anyone hit a 9 darter while you're talking, and afterwards you thought, how the fuck did they do that when the rest of the match they've been awful? Not really. I mean, Johnny Haynes was playing really good that day. I remember that very, very specifically. It was a board final as well. He was playing really well, so it wasn't, you never write off a player on the Pro Tour to hit a 9 darter. It doesn't matter who it is. It's never really a surprise because there's so many of them who do it so often. So never really. And the other two were Michael Van Gogh and Dave Chisnell, who just bang them in for fun anyway. So I guess not really. Hotshot has asked, is marking a 9 darter something like the biggest achievement of refereeing? Yeah, as far as Pro Tour referees, that is probably the best thing. Other than marking a 9 darter on the stream boards, just marking a 9 darter there in general is probably the most fun, exciting thing that happens, to be completely honest. Stephen Doherty has asked, could be related, but have you ever been looking at the wrong part of the board when reffing and they've gone a different route which surprised you? Like on a 9 going treble 15, double 18 instead of the conventional route? Yes, one time actually. Peter Wright was playing against Keegan Brown. We were in Milton Keynes, I believe, and it was the semi-finals, might have been quarter-finals, I might get that wrong. And yeah, Peter Wright was on for the 9. He left 1-4-1 after 6 dart. He went treble 20, and I was looking at the treble 19, waiting for that to go in. And then you kind of just hear the ping of the dart, and you realise it's not where it is, and you look across, and he's just the wrong side of the wire of the treble 15, which actually is quite infuriating as a referee, because you kind of get into your head that the 9 darter, the common route is the easiest route. The 19s to 12s is probably the easiest route. So when they go for a different route, you kind of you almost feel like they're taking the 9 darter away from you as a referee, even though it's their leg, it's their match, it's all to do with them. It's a little bit annoying, not gonna lie, but yeah, that has happened. Also, sometimes you will get a little bit of a clap from the people watching, but that's kind of very, very rare. I think a lot of the people watching now know that it's a very, very quiet environment. So when I first started marking, you would hear when a 9 darter has been hit because the crowd or the few people watching the game would clap, but it doesn't really happen that often anymore. So no one's really clapping the 9 darters, so it is completely silent. 9 darters could go in and you would never even know that there's been one. Even on the board next to you, you'd never even know. But guys, thanks for watching today's video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, slap a like on it, that'd be amazing. And if you want to hear more stories like this from my time as a PDC referee, then let me know. Subscribe so you don't miss them as well. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. But guys, before the video ends, there's one thing I want to say, and it's not something that I've ever said on this channel before. And I just want to say that if you've got this far, then text one of your friends and just see how they are. Because lockdown's been difficult for a lot of people. It's been difficult for me as well. And just text a friend. Text one friend, ask them how they are, and you might find something out about someone you didn't know, or you might make someone's day just by asking them how they are. So text one of your friends, ask them how they are. But anyway, guys, that's been today's video. Hope you did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!